15 eye-opening money lessons from Best Finance Reduction. If you'd done just 3 things differently in the last 5 years, you might already be rich. I know that sounds bold, right? But hear me out. Imagine if you had made just 3 small shifts in how you managed your money. Where would you be today? And I'm not talking about some miracle fix. I'm talking about the simple, often overlooked decisions that have the power to completely transform your financial reality. The truth is, most of us aren't lazy. We work hard, we grind, we try our best to save and grow our wealth. But the thing is, we're often working with the wrong information. No one taught us the real rules of money. We've all been taught to save more and work harder, but never how to keep that money, how to make it work for us, or how to stop sabotaging our own financial growth without even realizing it. And that's why, in this video, I'm about to share 15 lessons from the best finance books that completely changed how I view and use money. These aren't the usual cliches you hear in every financial advice video. These lessons are the ones that made me rethink everything, the ones that caused me to hit pause and go, wait, what did he just say? Stick with me until the end, and as a thank you, I'll give you a bonus lesson that's so rare, most people never hear it unless they're already wealthy. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Now, let's dive into these 15 eye-opening lessons. The game is about to change. Point 1. Your money habits matter more than your income. Here's the shocking truth. High earners still go broke. You'd think that once you're making a 6-figure salary, the financial stress would disappear, right? Wrong. The reality is, what you do with the money is what matters most. It's the daily micro decisions, spending $5 here, $10 there, that pile up and ultimately drain your wealth. And it's not just about the big paycheck. It's about whether or not you're making your money work for you, or if it's slipping through your fingers without you realizing. People think if they just earned more, they'd be set. But trust me, it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you keep. Once you start keeping more, everything shifts. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into in the next lesson. Point 2. Wealth is built by keeping, not just earning money. Imagine your finances as a bucket. Every time you earn money, it's like pouring water into the bucket. But if that bucket has holes, that water is just going to leak out. The holes? Those are the unnecessary expenses. The things you don't need but buy anyway. So many people focus on earning more, chasing higher salaries, better bonuses, without addressing the leaks. They think if they just earn more, their bucket will be full. But wealth is built by plugging those holes. If you don't learn to keep what you make, no amount of income will change your financial reality. The rich know this, which is why they play a different game altogether. Let's talk about what that game looks like next. Point 3. The rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities. Take a look at 2 different purchases, a brand new car and a rental property. One loses value the moment you drive it off the lot, while the other could generate income for years. The key difference? Assets versus liabilities. Rich Dad, Poor Dad flipped the narrative for many of us by showing that the wealthy understand this simple truth. The rich buy assets, things that grow in value or bring in money, while the poor buy liabilities, things that drain their pockets. Many people believe they need that shiny new car to signal success, but in reality, that car is just another liability. But here's what they don't tell you about freedom. You can't build it with liabilities. Freedom comes from building your wealth with assets, and that's exactly what we'll cover in the next point. Point 4. Freedom is the real flex, not luxury. When we think of success, we often picture the luxury cars, the mansions, and all the flashy things. But what if I told you the real flex is something far more valuable? It's not about what you have, it's about what you get to do with your time. Imagine waking up and deciding how to spend your day, not because you have to, but because you can. That's true freedom. For most people, that's a luxury they can't afford. Not because they don't earn enough, but because they've been chasing the wrong things. They've been running after material wealth, but what they truly want is time wealth. Time for family, time for personal growth, and time for peace. The truth is, money doesn't change you, it magnifies you. And when you start to prioritize freedom over luxury, everything changes. Let's dive into how you can start making that shift right now. Point 5. Money amplifies who you already are. This one's crucial because money doesn't turn you into something you're not. It just amplifies who you already are. Think about it. How many stories have you heard about lottery winners who blow through millions in a matter of years? Why? Because without personal development, wealth is just a tool, and it can be used for good or bad. The truth is, personal growth must come before riches. High performers don't just chase money. They develop themselves first: mindset, habits, and discipline. That's why you'll often see self-made millionaires reinvesting in themselves, whether through books, mentors, or new skills. The difference between them and a lottery winner? One understands that money is just a tool to enhance their journey. The other sees it as the destination. So the question is, how do you grow your wealth without overthinking every dollar? Let's get into that next. Point 6. Invest automatically, not emotionally. The automatic millionaire, have you heard of it? It's a strategy that takes the guesswork out of investing. The idea is simple. Set it, forget it, and watch your wealth grow. I know a guy who for years invested $200 a month automatically into a low-cost index fund. No emotions, no second guessing, just automatic, consistent action. Over time, that $200 became a small fortune. He didn't stress over the market's ups and downs. He just let time and compound interest work its magic. And that's the beauty of investing automatically. But here's the thing. If you don't take control, guess what happens? You risk letting inflation and your bad habits eat away at your wealth. So let's talk about how to put yourself in control of your financial future. Point 7. You either learn to manage money or be managed by it. Let me tell you something. You're either managing your money or it's managing you. And when money becomes your master, that's when debt traps start tightening. Think about all the impulse buys we make. You know that I'll just grab a coffee, it's only $5 moment that happens every day. Sure, it seems harmless, but add it up over the month, and that's a chunk of cash just disappearing. Multiply that by 12 months. Now, you're talking about a vacation's worth of money, or even a down payment on an investment property. The problem is, many of us let these small daily decisions control our lives. You think you're in control, but if you're not managing your money, it's definitely managing you. The truth is, it's the small things that quietly build or destroy your future. And those little habits, they have the power to change everything. Let's dive into the next point and talk about how those small decisions can really add up over time. Point 8. Small financial decisions compound over decades. You've probably heard that saying, the little things add up. Well, it's true. Imagine you're spending $5 on a coffee every day. That's $150 a month, or $1,800 a year. Over the next 30 years, that's a hefty $54,000 just for your daily cup of joe. But what if you could have invested that money instead? Albert Einstein once said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world." That's no joke. Imagine putting that $5 daily into a low-cost index fund. By the time you retire, that $5 would be worth so much more. You're not just paying for coffee, you're paying for the future that could have been. And this is where you can start making smarter financial choices. But what if your money could start buying time instead of stuff? Let's explore that next. Point 9. Passive income buys back your time. Time. Now that's the real currency. The rich don't just hustle harder, they buy back their time through passive income. This isn't just about working for money, but making money work for you. Books like The 4-Hour Workweek laid it all out. Create income streams that keep flowing while you sleep, work, or spend time with family. Whether it's rental properties, royalties from a book, or dividends from stocks, passive income lets you reclaim the hours spent hustling. It shifts the focus from effort to smart work. The rich understand this and value time more than effort. But here's the kicker. One of the best ways to take control over your financial future is something most people fear. Let's talk about that next. Point 10. Budgeting isn't restriction, it's control. Most people think of budgeting as a form of punishment. I can't buy what I want. I can't live the life I deserve, they say. But here's the truth. Budgeting is liberation. It's not about restricting your spending. It's about gaining control over your money. When you set a budget, you're giving yourself a roadmap for financial success. It's like having a clear path in a forest. You won't be wandering around aimlessly. Instead, you know exactly where you're going. Budgets reduce anxiety because they eliminate the guessing game. No more stressing over whether you can afford something because you've already planned for it. It's the peace of mind that comes with knowing your financial future is in your hands. But there's a trap that many fall into. Because the biggest financial trap? It's looking like you've made it. Let's explore that next. Point 11. Most people stay broke trying to look rich. You've seen it. Designer shoes, the latest gadgets, flashy cars, all bought with credit, all trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's called status spending. People spend beyond their means to project an image, to feel good in the moment. But the truth is, all that stuff doesn't mean you've made it. It just means you've bought into an illusion. The psychological pressure to look rich is real. Society constantly sends us messages that wealth is about appearance. And for many, it's easier to spend to create that image than to build wealth from the inside out. The problem is, status spending keeps you broke. And while income can come and go, this next move builds stability forever. Let's dive into that now. Point 12. Income is temporary, systems are forever. Here's the secret. Income is temporary, but systems are forever. High earners often feel like their paycheck defines their financial future. But without systems in place, it's all just a roller coaster ride. The key to long-term wealth is creating automated systems that work for you. Systems like automatic savings plans, income-producing investments, and passive revenue streams. The wealthy understand this, and that's why they focus on building money systems, not just accumulating savings. These systems provide consistency and security even when income fluctuates. And if you're not paying attention, inflation is stealing from you right now. The value of your savings is quietly eroding, unless you're building systems that keep up with it. Let's see how you can start building those systems next. Point 13. Inflation quietly robs the unaware. Here's something most people don't realize. Inflation is silently stealing from you. Every year, the dollar loses its value, meaning the money you've worked so hard to save is actually worth less tomorrow than it is today. Think about this. In 2000, $100 could fill up your car, buy a nice dinner, or even get you a solid pair of shoes. Fast forward to 2025, and that same $100 will barely cover a few items at the grocery store. Inflation quietly robs the unaware, and if you're just saving and not investing, you're essentially losing money without even knowing it. That's why it's not just about how much you make, it's about what you do with it and who you become with it. Let's explore how to make the right moves with your money next. Point 14. You don't rise to your income, you fall to your habits. Here's a harsh truth. You don't rise to your income, you fall to your habits. I've seen it happen over and over. Someone gets a raise, and what happens? They start spending more. New car, bigger house, flashier wardrobe. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it's a financial killer. Even if you're making more money, if you don't change your habits, you'll just find new ways to spend it all. Behavioral finance shows us that this is often why people never break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Parkinson's law says that expenses rise to meet income, meaning that no matter how much you make, you'll find a way to spend it. The biggest separator of the rich and the stressed is how they think. Let's talk about how to shift that mindset next. Point 15. Long-term thinking separates the wealthy from the worried. The wealthiest people in the world, they're not just thinking about the next paycheck or the next month, they're thinking years ahead. Jeff Bezos didn't build Amazon with a one-year plan. He was looking at decades. Elon Musk? He's not just thinking about making money today. He's making decisions that will impact the world 20 years from now. This is long-term thinking, and it's what separates the wealthy from the worried. Most people are scrambling to pay bills, worried about the next paycheck. But the wealthy focus on building systems that will create wealth for decades to come. And if you're still here, I've got something special for you. Stick around because I'm about to share an exclusive bonus that will change the way you think about your future. Let's quickly recap what we've covered. 1. Your money habits matter more than your income. It's not about how much you make, but how much you keep. 2. Wealth is built by keeping, not just earning money. Focus on plugging the leaks in your spending, not just chasing more income. 3. The rich buy assets, the poor buy liabilities. Shift from spending on liabilities to investing in assets that grow your wealth. 4. Freedom is the real flex, not luxury. Time wealth beats material wealth any day. 5. Money amplifies who you already are. Your mindset determines how you use the money you earn. 6. Invest automatically, not emotionally. Set it and forget it. Let compounding work its magic. 7. You either learn to manage money or be managed by it. Your financial habits will either control you or set you free. 8. Small financial decisions compound over decades. Small, consistent choices like investing $5 daily can change your life over time. 9. Passive income buys back your time. Build systems that make money while you sleep so you can focus on what truly matters. 10. Budgeting isn't restriction, it's control. Take charge of your money with a clear, intentional budget. 11. Most people stay broke trying to look rich. Stop trying to impress others with flashy purchases and focus on building real wealth. 12. Income is temporary, systems are forever. Build consistent money systems, not just temporary income streams. 13. Inflation quietly robs the unaware. Your savings are losing value unless you're investing in assets that outpace inflation. 14. You don't rise to your income, you fall to your habits. Your habits determine your financial future, not your paycheck. 15. Long-term thinking separates the wealthy from the worried. Plan for the future, not just for today. Bonus point, you don't need more money, you need fewer distractions. We all want more money, right? But the truth is, it's not more money you need, it's fewer distractions. Focus is the real key to wealth building. Without mental clarity, even the best strategies will be lost in the chaos of life. Books like Deep Work and Essentialism emphasize that productivity and wealth go hand in hand. It's about diving deep into important work and blocking out distractions. Wealth isn't just about accumulating cash, it's about creating meaningful impact with your time. The people who build real fortunes are the ones who focus on what matters and avoid the noise. They simplify their lives, clear their minds, and align their actions with their long-term goals. This bonus isn't flashy, but it's the quiet secret behind every man who built a fortune in peace. Drop a quick comment below if you're ready to take your financial future to the next level. Let me know what you're going to change today to build your wealth. If you found value in this video, hit the like button so more people can learn about building wealth. It helps this content reach those who need it most. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a new strategy to grow your wealth. You don't want to miss the next video packed with even more tips. Send this video to someone you know who's ready to build a better financial future. They'll thank you for it later. Thanks for watching. We have a great video recommended for you next, so don't forget to click on the video that's popping up on your screen. I'll see you in the next video.